Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about dilutions. So a dilution is simply a solution that we make by using another solution to generate the new solution, with the new solution being more diluted than the other because we're going to be adding more water to the new solution. So therefore it is what is the dilute solution called a dilution, okay? So a lot of times this is used with acids and base, like acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid is 12 molar hydrochloric acid. We do a lot of dilutions with that concentrated solution for you guys to work with. So one great example is often this year you guys have worked with 6 molar and 3 molar hydrochloric acid. You've even worked with 1 molar hydrochloric acid. Depending on what the use is for, will dictate sometimes the concentration that we choose, but also generally that lower concentration is chosen because it's more safe to work with. Okay, so how do we make a dilution? Well, number one, we need our stock or concentrated solution, and then we're going to need distilled water. And then eventually what we will do is we will figure out the ratio of the stock solution that we will also add water to create the diluted solution. All right, so we have a general formula. The formula for dilutions is that's the M standing for molarity, the V standing for volume, and with 1 meaning the initial information, which generally is talking about the concentrated solution, and 2 being what will our final molarity and volume be, which is generally talking about the solution that has been diluted. So the formula is M1V1 is equal to M2V2. Initial molarity times the initial volume is equal to the final molarity times the final volume. The stock solution, that's another word you're going to hear regularly. Keep this in mind. When you see the word stock solution, that means we're talking about the concentrated solution, which means we are talking about the M1V1. Volume units do not matter as long as your volume units are the same on both the initial and final side. If you're working with milliliters in the initial side, you must be working with milliliters in the final side. So let's do a practice problem. So we need to make a 500 milliliter solution of 0.300 molar calcium chloride. Your teacher supplies you with a stock calcium chloride solution that is 2 molar. What volume of the stock solution do you need to prepare the solution? So we've got to decide. We have a whole bunch of information. We have 4 total variables in our equation, and we have 3 variables that we're working with in our practice problem. And we have to decide which variables represent which information and what am I solving for. Let's go ahead and go to the question. Look at this. It says what volume of the stock solution do you need to prepare it? Stock solution, volume of the stock solution. It sounds to me like we are solving for V1. Okay. Now it's telling me that I'm going to make a 500 milliliter solution of the 0.3. So when I see this here, you need to make this. This is telling me that this is my secondary information here. This is what I will have in the end. And my job is to figure out how much of Mrs. Gordy's 2 molar stock solution do I need in order to make that final stuff. Okay, so I think the 2 right here, 2 molar is my M1. See how I'm just sort of pulling this information and labeling it? My volume is V1. Now it tells me that I'm going to make 500 milliliters. That's going to be my V2 of 0.3 molar solution. That's my M2. And also, guys, look, the initial's 2 molar in concentration, whereas my final is 0.3. Clearly, this initial information that was given to me is my M2V2. Let's go ahead and plug it and solve. Okay, so let's see. M1 is 2.0. We are solving for V1. That's going to be my X. My M2 is 0.3. And my V2 is 500 milliliters. Okay, so let's see. We're going to take 0.3 times 500. So that's going to give me 2.00x is equal to 150. We're going to divide both sides by 2.00. And x will equal 150 divided by 2, which is going to give me 75 milliliters. I chose milliliters, y'all, because the M with the 2 and the M with the 0.3 will cancel, which leaves me with the milliliters that's associated with the 500 milliliters. So I'm going to need 75 milliliters of Mrs. Gordy's stock calcium chloride solution that is 2 molar in order to make my dilute solution that will be 0.3 in concentration.